Hey guys, it's Randy Ritchie. This is Jewish, Asian, Pacific Island Wrestlers You Should Know, sponsored by Premier Pro Wrestling. And today I'm going to talk about Tojo Yamamoto and Victoria. So I could go on Wikipedia, I can go online and find you all this stuff about Tojo. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that in the links because you guys really should know your history, the history of the wrestling industry. It's called activity knowledge. And if you're a fan or prospective wrestler or around the wrestling industry, man, and you love the industry, you should know. Let me just point out something about Tojo Yamamoto, and this was just one thing that I read somewhere, and it made me think a lot. Tojo Yamamoto not single-handedly, but he broke Bobby Eaton into the wrestling business. That means that he basically trained and smartened up Bobby Eaton. Now, just so you guys know, and if you don't, please think about the fact of how many people, how many of your favorite wrestlers have been inspired by Bobby Eaton. What that means is Tojo's thumbprint is on them. And I'll guarantee you that when Bobby was in the WWE developmental system helping to develop some of the most recognized talent over the last decade, and the most talented, it's not just that, it's just guys that have never worked for WWE have been inspired by Bobby Eaton's work. My personal dealings with Tojo Yamamoto, when I first went to Memphis, Tennessee, and I wrestled every night of the week down there for the USWA, Tojo was royalty. Tojo was like Tony Soprano, man. He was James Gandolfini. Is the bottom line is the way the other wrestlers looked at them. To Tojo, there was two kinds of people. There was smart boy and dumb boy. Now, I hadn't met Tojo yet, but Tojo finally did come back to the territory while I was there. And I'm not going to go into gross detail, but the bottom line to it is there was an infamous quote-unquote rat that I was going to get with. Now, don't forget, guys, this is 1989. People did wear condoms, but at the time, there was just so much craziness behind STDs, I'm not saying that they were new, but it had been the first time that the media got involved and kind of smartened us up to STVs and protection from those things, And this girl had been around, and there was a rumor that something very, very beyond kinky happened with this woman. And I wanted to sleep with this girl, but I would not sleep with her without a condom. Now, this was just between her and I, so I don't know how in the hell this happened. But one Monday night, after I hadn't met Tojo yet, and I'd been in the territory about a month, Tojo comes up to me, and I was scared, man. It was like I told you. If Tojo, it was like the kiss of death. If he didn't like you, if you were not smart boy, if you were a stupid boy, you were out. That's how much juice Tojo carried in the wrestling industry. A lot in Memphis, but I'm sure anywhere else as well. So Tojo came up to me, and he was not a overly gushy guy whatsoever. You could not get a read on him. He was your typical old-timer that had done it all. And after sizing me up for about a minute, not saying a word to me, he looks at me and he goes, "You smart boy." And I lit up like a Roman candle inside. I couldn't oversalt with Tojo. He goes, you put on condom with a dirty girl in Louisville. These are the pigs. They are American pigs. You smart boy. So from that point on, Tojo gave me the rub, and he would watch my matches and give me input. And it's those little things like I'm saying. If I was a dumb boy, he wouldn't have wasted his time on me. You know what I'm saying? Then, Victoria, what a fabulous girl. What a great worker. I'm by no means saying that she was too old for wrestling, but she did get her start in later years. And hereditarily, she had that knee problem or knee problems. I know that she at least tore her ACL. And when you're young, you can get that kind of surgery, and that thing will heal up and almost be 100% good for another decade. But when you're older, that just doesn't happen. So I was really sad to see her taken out with that. You know what I'm saying? Or that cutting her career short. Because I think she would have been around a lot longer if she hadn't hereditarily had bad knees, you know. The other thing about her is no one talks any shit about her, male or female. When you bring her name up, everybody that I have in my circles and have had in my circles just loves the girl as a human being. Also, fans love her as a human being. I'm talking to you from Chicago, Illinois, and I did not know that she had moved to Chicago. When I got Casey James hired for World Wrestling Entertainment, and he was in World Wrestling Entertainment, there was a time or two when I was backstage at the Horizon. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't know if Casey was there or not. But I did some extra work for WWE, bottom line to it. And she was there. And Lisa was just such a nice girl. And she had her little dog with her, too, which was adorable. And she was adorable with the dog. And for whatever reason, I think we must have mutual friends. She felt safe being friendly around me. She, pulled no punches and, was very welcoming and very friendly, because she knew I wasn't trying to get into her pants or be inappropriate. And I can't remember if it was Casey or maybe even CM Punk at the time that, went ahead and played that conduit. But I just thought to myself, what a great girl. The other thing I like about her, she's entrepreneurial. I know she's always trying different things. She had a good run with her restaurant here in Chicago. I don't know what killed her and, killed that. It could have been COVID. It could have just been the fact that restaurants are under huge competition, in your bigger cities in the United States, specifically New York City, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Not many restaurants stand the test of time, but she stayed open quite a while and had quite the run. The other thing I know is that the wrestling fans that I know that used to go to her restaurant have nothing but great things to say about her too. And when I met her and dealt with her, she was just on top of all the other shit of being friendly, welcoming, and just a nice person. She also carried a wonderful humility with her, All right, guys, once again, it's Jewish, Asian, Pacific Island wrestlers you should know. And in case you didn't know, Victoria is Jewish. This is sponsored by Premier Pro Wrestling, so at least be cool, like and subscribe. And again, in the description, I'll post their wiki links, and I'll also post ways that you can support Premier Pro Wrestling.